It's Sergeant Dennis, D-E-N-N-I-S, Castanet, C-A-S-T-A-N-I-E. I'm with the Harris County Sheriff's Office Vehicular Crimes Unit. This morning around 5:50 this morning, we had a individual in a wheelchair trying to cross the eastbound side of 1960 in about the 800 block. A vehicle heading eastbound struck the wheelchair occupant and actually knocked him into the westbound lane, and then he probably got ran over by a couple of vehicles over there also. The first striking vehicle actually left the scene, so it was a failure to stop and render aid. Later they called in an FSGI at the location, and then when the deputies went out there, they kind of noticed that it matched some of the car parts that was out here at this scene, and then they called us, and we had them bring the female that was, she's saying she wasn't driving, but we're expecting that she was, but after further investigation we'll find out if that's true or not.
You caught up with her? Was she behind the wheel?
No, she was not. She was in her house, and she was basically saying that she was not the driver. So, we can't just, we got to prove that, so it's going to be some further investigation and some DNA testing and some stuff like that to try to get that verified.
And the victim that was in the wheelchair, was this a man or a woman?
It is a white male, correct. Age, I'm not sure of, because we just haven't had a chance to turn him over. So.
And it appears where this happened, this wasn't a crosswalk or anything.
No,
like that.
He was not crossing in a crosswalk, which I say it all the time. It just seems like these are happening more and more, and he's not far from intersection on either side. So, I'm not saying in the middle of that early in the morning where it's dark that it's even safe to cross the road, but you got a better chance, I think, when you got a red light compared to just crossing at an active roadway.
After the victim was hit, you said that he might have been hit by a couple more cars.
Yeah, so he actually got thrown across the center median to the westbound side, and it looks like he probably got run over by one or two more cars.
Did those cars stop?
Yes, they did.
Are those the cars that are here at the scene?
They're on the other side of the road. Yes, ma'am.
Gotcha. Were there any accidents that happened after this hit and run?
Other than them hitting the body on the other side, there were not.
Gotcha. Okay, because we saw a couple cars. We were trying to figure out what that was, but that's the alleged
vehicle right there.
Driver,
correct.
Right? Yeah, the vehicle that fled. So could you tell us again how you guys were able to track that car down?
So they actually called in a fail to stop and give information, as in like their vehicle got hit by another vehicle, and then when they got out there for that call, them being District 1, when they got out there, they knew that we had the call out here. They made some phone calls to see what kind of damage was done out here, if there was any vehicle parts, and the vehicle parts kind of matched that vehicle. So then they called us, and we just had them bring them out so we could verify.
Gotcha. What happens now then? I guess where's the driver?
So right now the driver's being interviewed by the investigator. We'll see what kind of information we get out of the interview, and then we'll go from there on whether or not, when we call the DA's office, if they take charges now, or if it's going to have to be something to where we have to take it to them later with all of our information, and then maybe even have to go to grand jury and see if the grand jury takes charges or not.
So she's not here at this scene?
She is at the scene.
Oh,
yeah, she is. She's in a vehicle right now being interviewed.
Gotcha. So you found the car and the woman at her home.
Yes.
But you brought her and the vehicle back here to the scene.
Yes, ma'am.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And at this point, she's still just in custody?
She's not in custody. She's just being voluntary interviewed, and then we'll see what kind of information we get from there on whether or not we proceed with bringing charges on her now, or if we can get enough information that they accept charges later.
Gotcha. Any surveillance video?
We're looking right now. The place behind you has video, but they have no way of viewing it, so we're trying to find out if there's any of the businesses around here that have any video that we can find. Yeah.
And you mentioned this already, right? You don't have much info on the victim?
Not right now, no. And we can't touch the body until the ME's office gets here, because they're the ones that are supposed to be able, see if we can identify and all that stuff. Yeah.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Oh, no problem.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you, Sergeant.